Hey guys, Auspicious'Aussie here, and welcome to episode 61 of my New York City Wrestling series for TEW 2016. This is New York Nightmare. We've got a decent show tonight, not too many matches, and well, we've got some on-screen debuts for you guys. Brought two people in. They've actually both debuted on the Monday night main event show. I just wanted to test them out as a tag team before they debuted to see if they had any type of chemistry as a tag team, and they unfortunately don't. And we'll get into that a little bit more once we get into the actual show. So let's run it. Opening segment is a match, which gets 82B, which is very surprising. And we have our first debutant tonight, which is Hammer Hadley. So this guy is like a... He's like a menacing... Like, he's a big guy, basically. He's only 22 years old. But he's also a MMA fighter, and he's actually scheduled to leave us in about 35 days to start his MMA training. I've never really had this so far in the game, where someone's actually got this this second sort of, I suppose it's a second sort of job where they're actually going to be unavailable. I assume, we'll have to wait and see though, but I assume it'll be for a certain amount of time. Until he actually has a fight, or something like that. Anyways, in about that had superb wrestling and great heat. The Ring Generals defeated Hammer Hadley and Seth Whitehead in 10:23, when Dean Wardorf defeated Hammer Hadley by pinfall with a wheelbarrow bomb. During the match, we also had Midnight Prowler run in and attack Statler. Interesting with the interference there. As far as the in-ring work, Dean was obviously head and shoulders above everybody else, and Hammer Hadley was the weak link. But that's pretty much due to the fact that he has no popularity in any region except for Puerto Rico, I think, because he did have a stint in FCW. So yeah, good stuff. Marv Statler is improving in Rumble skills, and we've got Hammer Hadley improving in performance skills there as well. And he debuted his gimmick, and I believe it got an above average rating for his MMA badass. But yeah, a really solid 82B to start the show off. I mean, the Ring Generals obviously are the carry artists in this one. Although Seth with a 72 probably held his own, so it's good to see. The guy's come a long way. We then have a Midnight Prowler promo on Marv Statler. Of course, he was the interference, or the person that ran interference in that match. And yeah, cuts a 100 A-star promo. The Midnight Prowler has invented a new catchphrase that will likely boost his ability on the microphone as well, so it just gets even better. And of course, Raven Nightfall helped Midnight Prowler. Good stuff. We will also actually book in a match for Season's beatings between these two. It should be a pretty decent match, in theory. Alright, so Prowler taking on Marv Statler. Awesome. Alright, so we've got our first match for Season's Beatings booked in there. Moving on to another tag team match in our second debutant of tonight, Charger Siaki. This guy is, I think he's 24 years old. He was in RIPW since the start of the game, but he was recently called up to SWF. But they released him after about 2 months after his call up, so yeah, I had to jump on him. He's got like 91 basics, B- psychology, some like solid C's and C- in his top row, his in-ring skills. So yeah, 72 B- for his his tri-state region debut, I suppose you could say. In a superb match, Matty Faith and Hio del Aguila Americana defeated Charger Siaki and the Midnight Prowler in 11:49, when Hio del Aguila Americana defeated the Midnight Prowler by pinfall with an Americana superplex. During the match, we also had Marv Statler run in and attack the Midnight Prowler. So there we go. Once again, continuing their mini feud. We'll call it a mini feud. It's not going to be a full blown, where these guys have a best of 3 series or anything like that. It's just going to be the one-off match. But I just wanted to just to get something going storyline-wise. I felt like we've kind of lacked that a little bit recently. in the most recent episodes. But yeah, he was the weak link, as you would kind of expect. For some reason, I did slow build. That's my bad. I was probably going to actually make this a 20-minute match, but I think AuspiciousAussie's only an opener, so they'll be overusing him. So that's my bad. That could have been a much better rating there in theory as well. But we have Matty Faith improving in performance skills and AuspiciousAussie improving in technical. Moving on to an El Midico promo on Graham Gorman, which gets a 95 A-star. Just a little promo there. El Midico saying that he's going to beat Graham in their match, which starts next. The match itself gets an 86 B+, which is what it says here. In an exceptional match, El Midico Jr. defeated Graham Gorman in 20 minutes 27 seconds by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex. No worker improvements, but a very, very solid match. We then go into a 73 B- cooldown match between Stranger and Gary the Entertainer, the Forgotten Man. In a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Marsh Stranger defeated Gary the Entertainer in 9 minutes 50 seconds by submission with a Cobra clutch after blatantly cheating. So yeah, of course Stranger is in line to verse the winner of tonight's main event, which is of course El Serpiente and Ernest Youngman for the Empire title, because he was the King of New York tournament winner, so he of course has that title shot. Yeah, moving on to a 96 A-star Bear Bukowski Menace promo on his opponent tonight, Emmanuel Bryant, which will be for the Tri-State Regional title. And the match itself gets a 87 B+. Wow. I actually was not expecting that to be for this match to be this good. In an exceptional match, Bear Bukowski defeated Emmanuel Bryant in 24:53 by submission with a bear trap. Bear Bukowski wins the NYCW Tri-State Regional title. So Emmanuel's long reign is finally over. He's not really new. He's been here for a couple of months now, but he's been absolutely dominant. Bear Bukowski is the new champion. But yeah, Bear Bukowski and Emmanuel Bryant have pretty good chemistry, which is awesome to see. And they both get a fairly similar in-ring performance. 81 for Bear and 80 for Emmanuel, with Bear Bukowski improving in his performance skills as well, which I would assume is probably his psychology, because Emmanuel's obviously got 90 psychology, and I think Bear only has a C-. So yeah, this was a scripted match. Was it? No. It was called. Might be C+ then. Or is it B-? I actually have no idea. It's hard to keep track of all these big boys that I've actually brought in recently, because a lot of them have bad psychology and then a lot of them don't. Okay, so here we have a spectacular over-the-top entrance for El Serpiente, which gets a 100 A-star, and then we get another 100 A-star here for Ernest Youngman as well for his over-the-top entrance. And the match itself, the main event of the evening, gets a 93A. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. You know, probably could have been a 95 A-star, but I think El Serpiente is only at a B popularity at the moment, so that's probably affected it a little bit. But in a bout that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Ernest Youngman defeated El Serpiente in 30 minutes 30 seconds by pinfall with the hit. Ernest Youngman makes defense number 1 of his NYCW Empire title. Okay, that's interesting. El Serpiente and Ernest Youngman have great chemistry, so we've got the great chemistry once again tonight, which is good to see for both of our title matches as well. But unfortunately, the match had very little drama of flow to it, as nobody in the ring had the psychology to take control properly. That's really affected this match, actually. Because if you look, Ernest got a 100 in-ring performance, El Serpiente got a 98. So in theory, this should be like probably a 99 A-star. But I think the 30-minute time that we set on it Sorry, had to yawn. Yeah, the 30-minute the 30-minute match length, I should say, sorry, has probably affected the overall rating there because it's a bit too long, and of course these guys don't have the best psychology in the world. Anyway, let's end the show here. Okay, 88 B plus. Probably, yeah, it's fair. Apparently we used El Serpiente too much. I mean, he was only 30. Oh, he's a mid-carder. Yeah, I suppose 36 minutes is probably too long for a mid-carder. We also used Graham Gorman too much because we used him for 26 minutes, I think. Yeah, he was involved in the promo there, and then of course in the 20-minute match as well. But that's all good. 88 B plus. Very happy with that. We're gonna go. I think we've got to go Ernest. El Serpiente as well. Just go up here for a second. And who else? Yeah, let's go Bear Bukowski. He won the title tonight. We'll give him a hug. He's actually also he was a very negative influence backstage. But then an incident came up with him and Freedom Eagle, and I think I gave him a stern warning, and he improved his behaviour as a result of that as well. And now he's actually not even on the list as being a negative influence, so that's really cool to see. Very happy with that. Tell these guys are awesome. Oh, I did Emmanuel Bryant instead of Ernest. Oh well, that's all good. He was actually a part of the Bear Bukowski match as well, Emmanuel. So yeah, they put off an 87 B plus, so he deserves to be told he's awesome. And I mean, Ernest knows how much I love him anyway, so all good. Okay, so we're over the 2 mil mark in the bank, so I think we will actually... I may as well do it now while we're on camera. I think we'll open a dojo. I think we might even put $1 million into it. Simply because... yeah, we're at the end of the year pretty much. Simply because... oh, awesome. New York Nightmare has now had a rise in importance, and that's finally up to above average as well. Probably should have noticed that there. So yeah, that's really cool. We've got, what, 5 above average events now, as far as in event importance goes. Oh, we have actually. We've gone up 1 popularity point in the tri-state region as well, now up to a 57. So I think 58 is actually a C, so we're only 1 point off a C popularity in the tri-state. I think the importance has actually stayed there for a little while. It's now a 54 C minus, or still a 54 C minus. And we're also up to 28 in New England, so yeah, making decent progress there. Got to keep grinding away with these Monday night main event shows. But yeah, let's get into the roster quickly. We'll do a little over push. I want to check Bear Bukowski. Upper mid card now. Still an opener for Charger Siaki there. El Midico's upper mid card. El Serpiente is still the same. Emmanuel's upper mid card, so I think that's still the same, which is good to see. Unfortunately for Shaw, he was a mid carder, but he's dropped back down. Graham's still lower mid. Enhancement talent for Hammer Hadley. Yeah, just going through. Yeah, they all look pretty much the same. Mid card, main event, opener. Yeah, it all looks. Oh, Seth's a mid carder. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so what was I going to do? We'll have a look at the title very quickly here, because there is one thing to mention. The tag team titles are now a 91A prestige. Of course, I made them floating a little while back, and yeah, it's kind of paid off. They're a 91A, so it's pretty amazing. As you can see, Emmanuel Bryant never actually got to his double figures in his defenses. He was stalled there at number 9. And yeah, Bear is now our new champion. Okay, so there you go. There's the Hammer Hadley thing. Is off to train for an MMA fight in 34 days. I don't exactly know what that actually entails. Um, he's also a negative influence in most locker rooms, which is unfortunate. We might let him go. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what actually happens with this MMA fight. But he's pretty decent. He's got some C's, some C minuses. Menace is okay. Good basics, good safety. Lacking in selling, but that's kind of what you expect for a guy like him. We'll also have a look at AuspiciousSausse just to give you guys a brief little overview. So he's got some popularity in New England because that's where RIPW is based, and he's got a little bit of popularity now. Well, he's got popularity all over the board, but he's up to a 20 in the tri-state region now, which is good to see. But there we go, there are his stats. 91 basics, 91 safety, 73 psychology, good selling, good consistency, 88 B+ athleticism. Of course he's lacking stamina, but that's because he's a fairly large wrestler. And yeah, he's got some C minuses across most of his stats there. C in submissions, 56 flashiness as well, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, 78 menace, so he'll definitely be able to get over with those menace promos, because I think that's probably the same as what Ross Henry had. And I've always, he's actually lower, 76 B-. But yeah, really good stuff. Unfortunately, they had no chemistry, Hammer Hadley and AuspiciousSausse. I was hoping they would have some sort of, chemistry together. Would have been really awesome. But yeah, let's get into the other thing I wanted to do. So we've got to go to investments, create dojo. I didn't really plan on doing this in this episode, so it's a little bit of a worry. Okay. Yeah, I could straight off go for a 100% dojo, which would cost just over $1 million. But dojos do have the potential to actually grow in reputation themselves. So I'm not sure. I think 65 seems like a good place to start. And I think we'd probably just go general training. General. Would general... I feel like basic would be performance skills. I don't actually know, so this is just me. I think general would be everything. Basic would be performance skills. Physical would obviously be all the physical attributes. And then we've got these down here. So I think we'll just go general training. We'll go male. Yeah, I think we'll just go male for this one. We might create another dojo in the future, depending how successful this is. And... I don't know what to call it. I kind of want to call it like the proving ground. But I feel like I should just leave it as the dojo. So I feel like the proving ground could be like our next dojo that we make. I don't know. Screw it. Let's do it. Alright. The proving ground has now opened. Hopefully that'll pay off with some new wrestlers coming out of it. Some homegrown guys that we can use for ourselves. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap this episode up. We'll have a little look at the dojos, actually, because we can have a look at the NYCW Proving Ground. I probably shouldn't call it the Proving Ground. Should just be Proving Ground. But of course, we do need to assign a trainer. And I think Steve Flash would probably be the best person to actually... Of course, he's obviously left us now. He's a legend. His psychology and I think respect and psychology, or psychology and reputation, are the ones you want, and I think basics as well, because I don't know. I think we'll actually just go Steve Flash straight away. I don't really think anyone else is going to be as good as Steve Flash in that regard. So that's really cool. We got a 65 reputation dojo. I mean, if you look at the comparison, 64 for Pride Glory. Yeah, let's have a look at some other ones actually. Cult Powerhouse, 67. House of Stone, 74. So, you know, we're up there. We're doing quite well. Wow. Mid-Atlantic's 81. School of Pro Wrestling, 76. The Supreme Wrestling University is 89. So we are actually a little bit off the pace, but that's all good. I'm happy that we've finally got the dojo. We spent, you know, nearly 500,000 on it, and it should repay. And of course, we can always just sell it off if we actually need to. Let me just have a quick look at how much it would actually be worth. Obviously, it'd be a fairly reduced. Yeah, it's about half, so that's not too bad. And of course, if it goes higher, we can of course sell it off, rinse and repeat if we need to. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Something a little bit different there by making our very first dojo for the series. And like I said, hopefully it does actually pay off for us. And yeah, we're moving forward, going into the new decade. Well, actually, we're already basically a year into the new decade. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Drop a like if you've enjoyed, and subscribe if you're a new viewer or you haven't subscribed to me already. And apart from that, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.